Good morning. It is day 9 with Marcus and me and book 5. And boy, today's a little bit of a long one. Today's 8th meditation with Marcus begins. Just as you overhear people saying that the doctor prescribed such and such for him, like riding or cold baths or walking barefoot, say this: nature prescribed illness for him, or blindness, or the loss of a limb, or whatever. There, prescribed means something like ordered so as to further his recovery. And so too here, what happens to each of us is ordered. It furthers our destiny. And when we describe things as taking place, we're talking like builders who say that blocks in a wall or a pyramid take their place in the structure and fit together in a harmonious pattern. For there is a single harmony, just as the world forms a single body comprising all bodies, so fate forms a single purpose, comprising all purposes. Even complete illiterates acknowledge it when they say something brought on this or that. Brought on, yes, or prescribed it. And in that case, let's accept it, as we accept what the doctor prescribes. It may not always be pleasant, but we embrace it, because we want to get well. Look at the accomplishment of nature's plans in that light. The way you look at your own health and accept what happens, even if it seems hard to accept. Accept it because of what it leads to, the good health of the world, and the well-being and prosperity of Zeus himself, who would not have brought this on anyone unless it brought benefit to the world as a whole. No nature would do that, bring something about that wasn't beneficial to what is governed. So there are 2 reasons to embrace what happens. One is that it is happening to you. It was prescribed for you, and it pertains to you. The thread was spun long ago by the oldest cause of all. The other reason is that what happens to an individual is a cause of well-being in what directs the world, of its well-being, its fulfillment, of its very existence even. Because the whole is damaged if you cut away anything at all, from its continuity and its coherence. Not only its parts, but its purposes. And that's what you're doing when you complain, hacking and destroying. Wow, that's a deep one. Total and utter non-complaining. In a day, in a life, in a time where there's lots of complaints. Marcus Aurelius, day 9, Meditations. When I was much younger, I learned to cross stitch when I was a child. Maybe 10, 12, I don't remember. I remember I had a bunch of teddy bears I was cross stitching. Anyway, I tried to sell them at a yard sale. I often wonder whatever happened to that pattern book of teddy bears that I used to try to cross stitch that I enjoyed so much. But when I got married, and my first husband was in the Navy a lot, so I would go back home and stay with my mom and dad and the baby, my oldest son at the time. And my dad loved to watch TV in the evening after working all day. He would watch a movie or watch series, and my mom would usually go off to bed. Very rarely did she sit there with us, especially when I was younger and we used to watch Dynasty. Anyway, I did several lighthouses for my father, cross-stitch lighthouses, and we would watch movies like Officer and Gentleman or Rocky, but Officer and a Gentleman was our favorite, and Pretty Woman. And then later on came other movies, but those two stand out for me. My dad would sometimes watch boxing, or he'd turn on the news, and I would just cross-stitch late into the evening with him. I reflect on that now. I wouldn't trade that time, even though my husband was gone. What a tapestry that was. And he used to tell me, "You're so talented, daughter. You're so talented." That's what he would tell me. And I could still hear him saying that. What a tapestry. What a beautiful tapestry I've had in my life. So, good or bad, everybody can think what they want as they go through their lives, but when you reflect as you get older, you find beautiful, ordinary, simple moments like that are more treasurable than anything. You're so talented. So I am still currently working on the face of Christ. And this reading, well, it reminded me the part about pulling out the threads. So let's go look at this. Here's the progress I've made. But when you work with Aida cloth, you have to zigzag the edges, or they pull off, and you'll be left with nothing by the time you're done. As you can see, this one will just pull right off because it's not in the zigzag, it's not secured. It's pulling off up to where the zigzag hits right here. He's coming along. I'm on the last color. When I read this, Marcus, about threads, how apropos to have a visual. So let's go back to what he says. So there are two reasons to embrace what happens. One is that it's happening to you. So I think that when things happen, yesterday I had several things happen, and there was a lesson in that. I had to sit and review what that lesson was for me, for my tapestry down here, so to speak. The threads that have been woven, the people that have been woven into my tapestry. What did these incidents that happened yesterday mean for my spiritual walk? So you accept that it's happening to you. Okay, X, Y, and Z are happening to me today. It was prescribed for you, meaning that God had already written it. As my dad would say, it was all written in the big book, daughter. And it pertains to you, meaning that it's there for your benefit, good or bad, if you need to make a judgment. What are you to learn? What value, virtue, The fruit of the Spirit needs to be present for you to understand. And then it says the thread was spun long ago by the oldest cause of all. Well, that would be, for us Christians, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end, the author and finisher of our faith and our pilgrimage down here. So you say, what was this incident that happened? What is that there to teach me? What did I observe and learn? Because we can observe something that's happened to others, or something that others have brought on or are dealing with, and then we can figure out how that applies in our own tapestry. Complaining. Oh, how we can be complainers, especially when we're uncomfortable, when things make us uncomfortable. When things make us uncomfortable, we're hacking and destroying tapestry as we complain. It's something I continually ask God to help me with, because I don't want to go back to complaining all the time. I want to be a person that just states the truth of a situation, but not complaining. Not complaining. So this was a long read with Marcus today, and it's a good one. You might have to rewind it and listen to it again, or pull it up and actually read it, because I feel it's fairly deep. Fairly deep. And a very good one to understand as we move forward, especially if we're rebuilding our lives. It's a good one to help you grow. Get rid of those things that don't serve you, those habits that we've developed, whether it's from our childhood of growing up or years of just battling down here to get to where we are. So, have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. I'm going to go walk the dog. He's feeling better. So, peace be with everybody. Whatever battle we're going through, try not to complain. Accept it as the tapestry.